Friends, hello, 25 years and 2 days, and the third video in as many days. So, wow, weird. Not something I ever wanted to be good at, not something I ever wanted to do, but here we are. Please be patient, bear with me. It occurred to me last night that I could certainly share with you some of the big lessons, some of the big ideas that came to me, and maybe even get into discussing why these opportunities happened, some of my history. Sorry. And just kind of give you an overall look at what the journey's been like. One of the things I want to talk about right out of the gate, and most importantly, this book here, Harry G. Frankfurt on BullShit. I had an opportunity many years ago to attend University of Western Ontario, and when it came time to pick those classes that interested me the most, as opposed to the ones that I had no choice in choosing, right at the top of the list, Introduction to Philosophy, and Professor Calcagno was wonderful and patient and supportive and encouraging, and without question, one of the most wonderful experiences of my life. Harry G. Frankfurt, philosopher who wrote on BullShit. I'm just going to read to you kind of the opening chapter. If you want to, I've included some pictures at the beginning of the video. Please go back there, hit the pause button, take a read. The lessons that I got out of this small little essay have, without question, been intrinsic to my day-to-day life for obvious reasons. So let me give this a read, and it'll take about a second or two, or maybe a minute, and maybe we'll give you some understanding as to why this is so important to me as a recovered alcoholic, and might hit a note with you as well. One of the most salient fixed features of our culture is that there is so much bullshit. Everyone knows this. Each of us contributes his share, but we tend to take the situation for granted. Most people are rather confident of their ability to recognize bullshit and to avoid being taken in by it. So the phenomenon has not aroused much deliberate concern, nor attracted much sustained inquiry. In consequence, we have no clear understanding of what bullshit is, why there is so much of it, or what functions it serves, and we lack a conscientiously developed appreciation of what it means to us. In other words, we have no theory. I propose to begin a development of a theoretical understanding of bullshit, mainly by providing some tentative and exploratory philosophical analysis. I read that over and over and over and over and over. And if you go back to the beginning of the video and you kind of hit pause on some of those notes, they're right here. These are the pages that I included at the beginning. They're partway through the essay. And what Professor Frankfurt discusses here is the idea that to tell a lie, we have to have some understanding of the truth regarding that specific lie. To be able to tell a lie is a deliberate act. Bullshit is much more treacherous in that no one really has to have any given understanding to perpetuate it. And it's my experience that people like myself fall into that category. Certainly there's liars among us. I was one of the worst. I was never good at it. I was never particularly concerned with how good I was at it. I just did it. I lied and bullshitted and told stories and spun tales to the best of my ability to create some imagined persona of the person I thought myself to be. And it was one experience in particular that really changed that trajectory for me. And it was my cousin, his wife at the time, calling me out. I was at my aunt's house, and I was in front of the car that I had just purchased, and I was spinning some more yarns and just creating a bunch of bullshit. And she stopped me dead in my tracks and talked right over me and just kind of said, "Why are you so full of shit all the time?" And I had never been called out like that before. And it impacted me. It impacted me deeply to think that these people around me saw me as some person who was just a liar and a bullshitter. And that's the most fascinating part of the whole experience for me, was that being caught in a lie, being called out for the bullshit, really didn't matter to me. It didn't catch me as important in that moment. It was the idea that all of these people around me who I held in such high esteem and who I considered my closest friends and family at the time would see me in their scope as this liar bullshitter. And that experience changed me. I endeavored to be less of a bullshitter from that point on. And it wasn't until I got an opportunity to study this idea that I really began to explore it. And we can think of it as simply as being asked, "How are you feeling today?" You know, anybody's been in that situation. Everybody's been in that situation. Somebody approaches you, somebody walks up to you, somebody sees you at work, asks you, "How are you feeling today?" You got a cold, you got the sniffles, you say something like, "I've been hit by a truck. I feel like I've been hit by a truck. I feel like a pile of shit. Excuse my language. I feel like a bag of shit. I feel like I've been hit by a truck," and then you pause in this moment and you think to yourself, how many times have I been hit by a truck, to be able to draw that comparison? It's that simple idea of bullshit that we all get caught up in. And while so many think that that's such a harmless thing, you're just drawing a comparison to communicate an idea. For me, for the recovered alcoholic, for the person that's walking this walk, that's worse than taking the drink. Once I put the bottle down, that symptom's gone away. That act of returning to the damaging part of my life, I put that on the shelf. Now I have to address all of those things in my life daily, those behaviors, those comfort zones that I've gravitated to. I've got to explore them and understand why I continue to do those things. So telling somebody I feel like I've been hit by a truck, I'm just perpetuating the bullshit again, and I can't do that. So for me, I had to learn how to say, got the sniffles, scratchy throat, my ears are a little itchy. Not sure if it's allergies or maybe I got a cold, but I'm not feeling 100%. Making the effort to go directly to the truth. Those words, those ideas, training my brain to think of those things that would specifically express how I'm feeling in that moment. Jump ahead a few years, and we don't let bullshit happen in this house. We call it out whenever and wherever we can. And the reason that happens is because that's how I have to exist. I have to live in that truthful place. There's no room for bullshit with me. There just isn't. There can't be. I can't go down that road. I can't allow even the slightest thread in my day-to-day life. I thought, what a great opportunity to express that idea. What a great opportunity to express that. Again, in our circles, in our meetings, we see everyone from every walk of life. We see the bullshitters. We see the one-upmanship. You know, we see it. We see it in our families. We know where it comes from. We're all too familiar with it. The question for me has always been, how much work am I willing to do to find out that best version of me? Find out who that person is, what he's capable of. How much work am I willing to do? And this, for me, was a no-brainer. It was an absolute no-brainer. The unexpected result was the power, and I mean that when I say it, the power, the sense of strength that came from the freedom I've enjoyed since I started walking that walk. Zero bullshit, zero secrets. One of the most interesting ideas I've explored in this whole topic, secrets and water, they have one major thing in common. Secrets and water have one thing in common. They both want out. If you want to understand that, just Google dam fails, and you'll get a really good idea of what we're talking about here. Secrets and water want the same thing. They want out. And I'm telling you, man, if you've ever seen a dam fail, you can appreciate what that is. I won't live with secrets. And early on in the marriage, we both agreed that that wouldn't happen. There's just no room for dishonesty in my life today. There's no room for bullshit. There's no room for mistruths. It's about exploring the realities of who I am and the truth of what we can become as a family without playing games with exaggeration, bullshit. So I don't know if that's helped. I don't know if that's an idea that you want to explore. I don't know if you can jump on Amazon and get Harry G. Frankfurt on bullshit. He's also got a book on truth. And it's just as good. The essay on bullshit probably took me about an hour and a half to power through, maybe 2 hours, something like that. The book on truth is just a little thicker. Either way, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to just explore some ideas about who we are and who we want to become in recovery. That's just my walk. It doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't mean it's wrong. It's what worked for me. And if we've learned anything in recovery, we've learned that. We're all going to approach it differently, with the goal of arriving at the same place, right? So reach out anytime. Hit me up in the comments. moreofdat@gmail.com. moreofdat on Insta. moreofdat at Twitter. The links are in the other video there, so check that out. And again, man, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your ideas. So I'm going to hit the stop button. Don't want to babble on too much. Go back to the front of the video and hit pause if you want to actually give that stuff a read. It's pretty interesting, pretty quick. And we'll see what we come up with tomorrow, man. Hopefully this has been helpful. Take care, guys. Bye.